Hello everyone, this is Aaron Fitch from ATF Gaming and welcome to iRacing. Today we will be starting off with going to be a series of highlights, bringing you guys along as I start my iRacing path. Now I have had iRacing for about 9 months, but I have not had the time to do anything with it until recently. So about a couple weeks ago I finally decided to bite the bullet and get into it, since I had a yearly membership and I hadn't really done anything with it. So I got the steering wheel out and I started doing some races, and I've come to really enjoy it. But the purpose of this series is to kind of show you guys some brief clips of races that I thought were somewhat interesting. I'll show you the replay highlights, kind of talk you along with it, so that you guys can kind of get a sense of what's going on in my iRacing series as far as progressing through the ranks, starting in rookie class, and who knows, maybe someday I'll get to A class or pro class or something, but I highly doubt it. But let's first talk about how the iRacing progression system is. Everybody starts off in rookie class, and the way that you level up or upgrade to the next tier is by driving clean mainly, and then there's a little bit of finishing position in there as well, but it's mostly clean racing will do that. So if you get into an incident, you brush the wall, you go off track, you get incident points, and the more incident points you accumulate, the less of a progression you'll get in your iRating. So you will progress slower. So, especially in rookie class, the name of the game is just driving clean. And that's hard for a lot of us because we're racers. We want to win. We want to go out and try to win, but and that was the struggle I had at first. Was I was very adamant on winning, but I just kept putting myself in positions that was not beneficial to me. But then once I kind of understood the system, I decided, let's just drive clean, let's drive smart, get some experience, work on the setups a little bit, stuff like that. And so far, so good. As of me recording this now, I'm no longer in rookie class. But the races that you're going to see today are from when I was in rookie class that I thought were interesting. Each of these highlight episodes are most likely going to be highlights of two races that I thought were interesting that I decided to save the replays of. And I'll kind of give you some commentary on it as well. So without further ado, I think we're ready to hop into these races. The first race, before I switch to the scene, is very interesting, mainly because of the start of the race. It was very chaotic at the start of the race, so we're going to jump into it right now. So here we are starting the pace laps. You do have control of the pace laps. I'm starting last because I got into an incident in qualifying. So I'm just bringing up the rear of the field. We're catching up to the pace car. This is the Legend series. This is one of the short track series that Rookie Class has to offer. So we're just catching up to the field, trying to line up, and there's everybody swerving because there's a car stopped and a car sideways. I try to get off the track, and he just backs right up into me. So thanks to that, it was a chaotic start. Now we have to get back to our starting position, otherwise we'll all get black flagged, and it'll just kind of be a miserable race. And then there's another spin out up ahead. I don't know if that was retaliation or if it was, well, that 14 car, oh, there's another guy off the track. The 14 car, one of the guys involved, I'm pretty sure. But now we're all just kind of scrambling to get back up to our starting position so we don't get black flagged. And I'm last, so I kind of got to wait for everybody to get by me, because if I start the race ahead of people who are supposed to be ahead of me, they're going to black flag me. So there's one guy, I think there's one more guy who has to come along before I can resume my position. There he is. Nope, two more, excuse me. So now the green flag's out, but we're all kind of spread out a little bit because of that. So I got my work cut out for me here. I believe this was a 12-car field. So we're kind of progressing here. We got a guy flipping already on lap 1, so that's us into 11th right there. The rookie class is just absolutely chaotic, but it's good. It's good that can be chaotic because you learn how to avoid wrecks like that one. And that's a very important skill. Learn how to avoid getting into wrecks and how to avoid actual wrecks. So that's a good skill to have, especially early on. So I applaud iRacing for teaching that skill early on. But I believe we're in 10th now since we passed that car, that flipper and the spinner. The 11 car went high, hit the wall off the corner, so that puts us into 9th, I'm pretty sure. I really should have put a leaderboard on this replay now that I'm thinking about it. But this track, what's the name of this track? Thompson. This is Thompson Speedway. This is one of the short tracks that is available to us at the start. And that middle line where there's that little paved slip is where you're supposed to be in the corners. That's us up into 8th. I kind of took some liberties with overdriving the corner and then getting a halfway decent run off. So we got another crash coming up ahead. This guy's into the wall flipping. I unfortunately wasn't able to clear the pass here, but then he just kind of spins out on his own. So that puts us into 7th, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's a very eventful start to the race. I think this was like a 25 lap race maybe. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure we're going to cut ahead here at some point, but yeah, it's just an interesting race. I'm learning the track here. Yeah, we're cutting ahead. We finally caught up to this car for what I believe is 6th place. I'm taking the high lane, going to try to do a crossover move, get a run off the corner, and then there's a massive crash in front of us. So that's 6th, that's 5th, I believe. So now we're in the top 5, I believe. But that did gap us to the car in front of us. But this is just an interesting race. I'm really... I like this track. It's very unique. You're not just supposed to run the bottom. You're supposed to, work the middle a little bit. But you do have the option of both going high and low, which you just saw me do there. Get a good run off the corner after possibly overdriving the entry a little bit. But anyway, we caught up to what I believe is the 3rd place car. You can kind of see 3 cars in front of us. So I believe that's 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So we kind of caught up to them. We got a bit of a run on the inside, but then we don't get a run off. That's the name of the game. If you try to go high, you'll get a decent run off, but you leave yourself vulnerable at the start of the corner, like this guy just did in the yellow car, and he just kind of gave up at the end. So we're going to pass him for what I believe is 4th, and then this guy right here for what I believe may be 3rd, or 2nd. Actually, I think that might be 2nd. Not really sure. Yeah, a leaderboard will be nice to have next time. But yeah, I believe we're in 2nd now, maybe? Yes. So that's the end of that race. We finished in 2nd, I'm pretty sure. So now we're moving on to Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is in the street stock division. We survived the pace laps, at least. I am rocking a Martin Valvoline scheme, which I think is awesome. Now, Street Stocks at Charlotte is a heavy drafting series. It's very similar to a Daytona of the Cup Series, and the cars are slow enough so that we're flat out all the way around the track. So we really need to work with others as far as staying in the draft. I think it's going to be kind of similar to what we're going to see with the new package. We'll see. But I think it's going to be kind of similar. But I started on the outside lane, which was good on the initial start when everybody got bobbed up. But I think we're going to see here in a minute that everything just kind of goes to crap and I'm stuck on the outside lane and things just don't work because I don't have any drafting help. Because the cars, they don't need to go all the way up the track off the corner to maintain full speed. So they stayed in the bottom lane because that's the fastest way around the track and it's easier to protect down there so a car doesn't get underneath you. So being on the high side on this start was kind of not good. And everybody else seemed to get to the bottom quite well. As I get into the corner there, we got a car very aggressively behind us. I get into the wall yet again. Yeah, I was just kind of flustered after the start because we got a good launch and I thought, I might be able to stick in 4th or 5th position, but it just didn't work. So now we're kind of reaching a point where everybody up ahead is kind of swerving around. They're starting to get into a bit of a pack here. And you can just kind of expect that something's going to happen. With the Charlotte races and the street stock, There's two ways of doing things. There's the lay back and wait for everybody to wreck way, or there's the aggressive, try to be in the front pack and avoid the wreck and probably win the race way. Um, Both of those ways have their own consequences, as we'll see later on. But it's very good. It taught me a lot of patience because a lot of races I was being aggressive. I was in top five in the pack, and then I just got involved in wreck. As just happened there, we got a guy flipping the number 5 car. Surprisingly, he was the only one in that incident, but now there's a chain reaction. The one car barely avoided going through the grass past 2 other cars that got involved. I believe there's going to be another wreck coming up here, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. Yep, there's another wreck with second and third place car that causes a huge pile up front. So there's that. Then we got another guy, I believe that's the Mountain Dew car, going off. And then there's another guy who just went off the track seemingly on his own. So that was a chaotic start, but then things started calming down a bit. I believe I might be in 4th or 5th place here. Then this 3 car. Now, if you looked earlier in the video, you'll see this 3 car. He was coming off a pit road, like right at the start. So he is a lap down car. Now, I don't think when I was racing this that I realized that. Or I thought he was one of the cars that was in the wreck who was faster than me, so I let him by. I don't think I realized that he was a lap down car, so I let him by at the time because I knew being behind him would help me draft and maybe we could catch the car in front of us. But I just let him by super easy there. But now we're going to kind of see what's happening as far as the draft goes, because he was faster than me. He clearly pulled up on me. But then now he's in front of me, and I'm maintaining with him, and now we're going to get kind of a side angle here of me drafting up to him, and then he's going to go high off with the second leg of the tri-oval, and I'm going to get positioning on the inside. So that was an excellent run by me. I kind of went a little high in the corner previous and got a run off the corner. But now, neither of us have drafting help. That car in front of us is not much help to either of us because he's just going back and forth. So we're just kind of stuck in a side-by-side pattern for about a lap. He's going to get runs off the corners and stuff like that. So we're just kind of stuck in a side-by-side pattern here because he'll get the run off the corner, but then I had the inside lane going in the corner, so I clear him, but then he gets the run, so on and so forth, and that's just a pattern that continues for quite a while. But yeah, it was a very interesting race. This was a race I learned a lot from as far as the draft and how far away a car could be, but I finally complete the pass there. I think I did get a little sniff of the draft in front. That helped me pull around him. But yeah, it was very both of these races taught me a lot as far as how to be patient and wait for your moment. But it looks like we had some smoke up ahead. Didn't seem like there was an incident there. But that's the whole thing of early game iRacing, is just learning the craft, learning the trade. It's so much different than your NASCAR Heat 3s or your Formula 1 2018s and stuff like that. It's so different. Everybody's a real-life person. There's no AI. There's people who, even in these lower series, are, since I was in rookie class, this is available. It starts in rookie class, but it's also available to everybody else in front. We do have this 12 car that's slow, so we're kind of working our way to the outside there. I think I inadvertently side drafted him a bit. Whether it worked or not, who knows, but I believe that's what happened there. But we both got around him. Coordination at its finest. But yeah, you learn a lot. But even though I was in rookie class and this series is available to rookie class, it's also available to people in higher classes. So you do occasionally have some D classes, some C classes in these races. And so you can learn a lot from them. If you can kind of see the bumpers, we have what would be rookie stripes. The red on my bumper indicates I'm in rookie class, but I believe the guy behind me, who I've been with for most of this race, he was in D class because he has a different color bumper stripe. As you can see in the background, somebody's just not having a good time. But yeah, it was a very good learning experience for me to work with this guy. I really liked his paint scheme as well. Now I believe we're going to have some more issues up front here, hence why I changed the camera angle. But we're going to find out shortly. Yeah, these two cars in front of us just got together off the tri-oval. Kind of flipped around, but I believe that puts us in the, like, third maybe? I think I finished third in both of these races, but then the guy after that just kind of gave up and narrowly avoided him. That was a close one. So let's look at that again. Both of us narrowly avoided him off of that corner, and that was very, very close. And that was one of those moments that you have a split second to make a decision in which direction you're going. Now, you guys saw in the first race on the pace lap incident, I decided to go low, but then the 14 car just kind of drifted low and I got into him. But in this case, I picked the right lane and we were fine. So now this 2 car has kind of gotten into the equation. I believe he is also a lap down car. So we were really racing close together. Now it kind of adds a little more of an strategy involved because we have 2 cars and the 2 cars behind me could get a run and then I would have to try to defend and all that. But the 3 car was being pretty patient behind me, so I wasn't that worried, to be perfectly honest. But I was just waiting for him to get a good run with the 2 car, and then both of them would get by me. Again, I don't think either of them are for position, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't have the leaderboard right here. But this was just a really interesting race, mainly for that chaotic, what was that, like the 3rd lap or something, where about everybody in the field got involved in a wreck. So that was very interesting. So in this race, I didn't intend on playing the long game as far as finishing or falling to the back and waiting for everybody to wreck. But yeah, so that's the end of that race. I believe I finished 3rd. So 3rd in both races. So that's kind of a glimpse of what iRacing is all about for me. These 2 races were both while I was in rookie class. I believe I have 2 more races that I'll be putting up as a highlight for them in rookie class as well. And then I'll be doing... I have 2 races for sure that I did while I was in D class that were both very interesting. So I look forward to bringing that to you guys. Let me know what you guys think about iRacing. I have thought about possibly doing some streaming with this. I'm not 100% sure if I will yet because I'm not in any leagues or any series. I'm just kind of bouncing around for what's available when I am on. So there's not really a rhyme or reason to it yet, but I'm just running an assortment of races. So I might stream it at some point, but I'm also concerned about, me talking at the same time as racing. All of these, I'm post-recording now, if you didn't realize, so I obviously wasn't talking during those races. I wasn't on the voice chat or anything like that, so I wasn't talking. So recording these live or doing streaming would be an interesting experience, and I don't know if I'm ready for it yet. But let me know what you guys think about that, and maybe I'll consider it. But thank you guys so much for watching this iRacing highlight video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, and if you want to see more content from ATF Gaming, be sure to hit that red subscribe button. It really means a lot to me, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.